So one of the things that I wanted to talk with you about today in terms of putting together a resolution that we could send to HUD, because right now all they have is AHA's claim. AHA's claim that they don't have enough money to fix up the building. Okay. Now, AHA has the flexibility to spend the money how they want, because they. How many of you have heard of Move to Work? Move to Work. Move to Work. Yeah, that's something that AHA participates in, where the government gives them the flexibility to spend money on repairs or on vouchers, and so they have that choice. The thing is, they have told HUD that the residents have already spoken, and they said that it's either 96 or 100% of Palmerhouse wants to move. And the basis of this claim is I pulled this out of the demolition application, which, by the way, we would not have if it weren't for Ms. Brayton fighting to get a copy, which they finally did give her a copy. So that's how we got this report and how we got some of this other information. But basically, they passed out some cards. This is actually a picture of two cards. So one card is about 4 inches by 6 inches, okay? And all it says is, would you like the opportunity to receive a housing choice voucher? Yes or no? And this is after they come in and tell you that they're tearing down your building and evicting you. So I can imagine why a lot of people would check yes, because if you're being evicted, what are you supposed to say? No, I don't want a voucher. But then they sent this in as evidence that the people wanted to move. And if you notice on here, it says this information will be shared with public officials, and that's what they did. And as far as consultation, Ms. Brayton knows that she's been in touch with HUD, and their AHA has been telling them that this plan was developed in consultation with the residents. Now, Ms. Brayton tells me that their idea of consultation is coming down here, telling you their plan, and ignoring any recommendations, input, suggestions, such as, can we come back? If you're going to put in something nice here, can we come back? And I understand that was not on the table.
Never was on the table.
Should I take, you want to take some questions? Okay.
They never asked us what we thought, what we wanted, what we didn't want. They never asked us our opinion. They just come in, they tell us, this is what we're going to do, and that's it.
That's okay. Yes.
Yes, I want Georgia State to clarify their position. Now, the lady who got our permission to work the sociology department, is that right?
Yes.
Was to do a survey
Right.
to see how what is going on with housing at AHA, HUD, and the residents.
Right.
To see how it's affecting them.
Exactly.
Now, they didn't say that you were going to be into the process of taking, working on getting whatever you're doing now.
Right. That's because it's too. I wear a lot of hats, so I do go to Georgia State, but my heart is with the residents and making sure that you have a real choice, and that's where I'm at. So
Okay.
I'm not in charge.
Clarification position.
Yeah.
You're doing Georgia State is doing a survey.
Which is separate from what I'm doing today.
Okay, that's what I want.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
it didn't sound the same.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, and that's going to be a scientific survey. That's why they did a random selection. They're interviewing 500 people across the 7 remaining communities, from Palmer to Roosevelt, Bowen, Bankhead, etc. So, and then the people.
You're an advocate.
Yeah, I'm advocating. They're collecting the information. It's separate. It's real separate.
What they're doing, they're trying to put somebody in that building, try to draw all the whole people out in the community.
Exactly.
I want to know exactly what they're doing. I can fight at City Hall for long.
Yes,
I
you
ain't
are.
scared of nobody. I ain't scared of Grand Rapids, who got things scared.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna run in nowhere, I ain't going nowhere.
What about, okay, they're saying that, probably some of the residents want to stay in some. If they do decide to renovate the building, and some of the residents stay there, well, some still have a choice, just like me. If I want the voucher, will I still have a choice to get the voucher?
Yes.
And move on?
Yes.
Because our building, our community room, and come and have a meeting somewhere else off the premises where they did not want you guys.
In the place where they didn't want me in the first place.
You know,
My church.
and this is really bothering me.
I know.
It's bothering me physically and emotionally. And I'd rather just get the voucher and go ahead on so I can get a peace of mind.
That's the only problem.
And I don't understand why management is not over here.
A lot of houses in the process of giving out houses.
They don't care.
No, they were.
They giving out the vouchers now. They were doing it last Friday when I was in the Atlanta Housing Authority. Sitting people down, taking them in office, giving them appointments, signing them to jobs and vouchers. They've been doing it. Didn't slow down. I don't know.
That's a good question.
You shouldn't have to go back to work. You don't work 45 or 50 years in your life. I want you to go back to work. But when you retire and put in for your money, you don't get nothing. They give you doggone peanuts.
They don't want to give you the $200.
Okay. Ms. Rayton asked me at this time to talk a little bit about some of the problems with the vouchers that we have learned about. Okay. Now, first of all, we've obtained documentation from a realtor who's working with the Atlanta Housing Authority. I think it's called the Empire Board of Realtors. That's working with the Atlanta Housing Authority to find landlords for the people who would be displaced. And according to this correspondence, they stated that right now they're about to displace 2,000 families and they only have 700 units. That's first of all. Second of all, there's no plan to build anything that where